Today I'm going to be talking about a strategy, and it's a pretty simple strategy. This strategy is the moving average of 9 and 21 with a confirmation indicator as well. And it works really well. Today I'm going to show you how to do it for the stock market. And because it's the stock market and you have to focus on, expirations and time running out, this strategy works the best on smaller time frames. So finding this on the hour might not be enough time for contracts unless you want to ride this out for a day or two. So we're going to focus on the strategy, but we're going to focus on smaller time frames. This is the only time where I focus on smaller time frames, and it's only because of the expiration aspects of trading here with the stock market. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to set it up, 921 and a confirmation indicator. And we got to look at the overall direction with these moving averages, and then we're going to scalp it. So what we're going to do today, we'll look at SPY. We'll look at the overall direction by using the moving averages, and then we'll scalp it, and we'll find moments on previously in the chart where would have been a good entry point. Okay, so first thing you do, you want to set up your 9 and your 21. So you want to go to the 3 smooth moving averages, or you can do them separately if you want to, but I do 3 smooth moving averages. It puts everything in one. And you want to put in 9 and 21. You don't need the third one unless you want to put like the 200 moving average in there, but for the sake of the video, we don't really need it right now. And then once you do, you want to just make sure you got some bright colors. So you got 9 and 21. And then you need a confirmation indicator. So I have 2. I have MACD indicator and RSI. So basically, when you have that all set up, you basically want to go to a higher time frame and you want to find what the overall trend is. And you can easily find that with the 921 by looking at the last time it crossed. So if we go here to the day, first we'll look at the day. And we'll see that it has crossed here since August 14th. So since August 14th, it's been going up. We can go down to the hour here, and we can see that it's been going up since September 12th right here. So that's the last time it crossed. So your entry points here, if you want to do this on the hour, you do have to wait for it to cross. So like right here, it crossed right here. If you want to do this on a longer time frame, you will have to stretch out your contracts for longer. So that time would have been right here if you wanted to get in that trade. But then you would just need to confirm if you wanted to ride this out longer. You just need to make sure so if we look at the OBV MACD indicator here, after it has crossed, you just want to make sure that these lines do not touch that 0 line. You want to make sure that the line is above the 0 line. And what it's looking like right now, right now at close, it looked like it just crossed back down. So if you want to focus on the direction's going up, you just want to make sure your lines are above the 0 line. So that gives you a good indicator of continuing on with the trade. If you want to do a long trade, so if you want to do a long trade, if you want to, you'll use this as an example here. See it cross right here, and just you're good in your trade as long as it doesn't cross down that 0 line. So you can also use your RSI to find those moments too. But let's real quickly, we're going to focus on it going up because that's what the overall trend is. But first, let's look on the hour here. We see right here on the hour it crossed down. And if you look at your OBV MACD indicator, as long as the lines are below, you're good for your trade. So you see it start to touch that 0 line again, so that's when you know to get out. And actually, I think the OBV is actually a lot more stronger than the RSI here, but let's just look here. You do see there are some choppy moments. And you see it crossing again here. So you're good in your trade as long as it doesn't cross that zero line. So anyway, that's how you do it on the hour if you want to do your contracts for a much longer period of time. But since these are contracts and most people like to scalp for the day, we'll now focus on the 15 minutes. So now we know the direction has been going up. We'll just look real quickly look at the 15 minutes. So we know that the direction is going up, so it's the same thing. You want to either look for crossing with the 921, or you want to look for moments where it's crossing up on that zero line with the MACD. So we see it crossing right here, so this would be an entry point. And as long as it stays above that zero line, you should be good with your trade. So you could scalp it. From this point it crosses, and as long as it stays above that zero line, you should be good with your trade. But this is 3 days, so this will go smaller. Okay, so that's a little bit longer. I think that's close to the end of the market, so let's look for another one. Let's focus on the moments where it goes up. We see it cross right here. So as long as it stays above that zero line, we should be good. So right about here. You see it dip right down there, but you see it dip down below the zero line, but you see that your 921 has not crossed, so you're still good. You could get out right here, but this is a day. Let's just do 1 day here. So 1 day here, this is $892 for one contract. Let's focus on another moment where it goes up. Okay, so it goes up right here. We see it cross right here. So as long as the zero line, as long as the lines on the OBV MACD do not cross that zero line, you should be pretty good with your trade. So you could ride this entire thing out even with the ups and downs. You could ride it out till up here. But this is 2 days, so let's just look at a day here. I like only doing a day. Okay, this is... Okay, let's just do 2 hours right here. This is about $837 with one contract. So you can do your math. You can really scale this up really quickly. One contract, $837. 2 contracts. So you can compound really quickly by using this strategy. So you just focus on the overall trend, and then you go to a smaller time frame. So let's just look at a couple more examples here. We see that it crosses right here, and we can enter this trade. We can enter this trade right here, and as long as it stays above that zero line, we're good. And basically, well, that's 3 days, so let's just go smaller. Let's go smaller. We don't need to. There's 4 hours right there. You know, you don't have to hold for as long time if you want to. You could scalp it for the day, but this took 4 hours, and it was about a $600 move with one contract. So this is easily scalable. So first thing you got to do is you got to identify the overall trend by looking at the day. Look at the day. Look at the day. See what direction it's going. See what the last cross point was. And once you have that, then you can go to an hour. And if you want to hold it longer, you can focus on an hour. If you want to hold it longer than a day, you can focus on the hour chart. But most people want to scalp for the day. So once you have identified the overall direction. Now, in a situation like what you see right here, it might start crossing down, but we could tell that the overall direction is still up. So I would still focus on the direction because the day is up. So I would still focus on the direction going up. So if you don't want to do it on the hour, then you can do it on the 15-minute, and that's basically you just look at all the entry points, look at your OBV MACD, and if you're doing a call, just make sure your line is above that zero line. If you're doing a put, make sure the line is below the zero line. And then, of course, you can also do other indicators like RSI. So anyway, to make this strategy work, you put in your 921, you identify the overall direction, and then you just go down to a smaller time frame and you focus on you you have to have another form of confirmation. So you can do OBV MACD, do RSI, you can do the 80 and oscillator. Any of those should work as well. It's all personal preference. There's many to choose from. But anyway, strategy works really well. Focus on the cross, find the overall direction, and then scalp it on a smaller time frame. So this works really well. Anyway, if you guys like the strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and see you guys in future videos.